he's getting it now.
Hey everybody, welcome to Heavy Metal Customs. Today we're out here in the paint booth, as you can see. Well, we're in the paint room. We're going to go to the booth here in a minute. What we're doing, well, we have an ongoing project here. It's a 1968 Mustang that we have pretty much rebuilt the whole car. This whole car is brand new sheet metal. We converted it to fastback, IFS front end, disc brakes, power steering, disc brake rear end, you name it, we've done it. And at this point in the build, it's time to get some primer sealer on it. I'll show you the product that I'm using, as well as show you the car. So let's get to that. Enough yapping. Let me show you what's going on. Alright, what we're going to be using on this one, and I've used this product a lot, and I really like it. Restoration Shop epoxy primer sealer. I mix this 1 to 1 to a half. 1 part sealer, 1 part hardener, and 1 part reducer. That works good through my gun, and I have no issues with it. I just use a little low-cost gun for this. What is this thing? Yep, it's one of them. It's purple. Yeah, and it works. It does great for my primer sealers. Now my high build primer, I use this gray gun. For my base coat, clear coat, I use my Black Widow here, the HTE gun. I like it pretty much. But let me show you the car and what we're doing here. I got the car out and all the parts off. I've got them washed, dried. Then I come back and I cleaned everything with Windex. Windex does a really good job. So this thing's ready for some primer. You see the fenders have done been cut on this car to accept this front end. Yeah, we're doing the GT500 type front end. All the parts are prepped. We'll get into this car more in later videos on the build, but in general, I'll just give you a quick run around on it. I've got the rack and pinion taped up. I don't want to get no primer on it. But as you can see, everything in this car is brand new. All sheet metal, suspension. And the only thing that's still left on this car is a little bit of the front frame, a little bit of the rear frame. We are going to reuse the dash. Oh, and the back seat, we modified it to fit the fastback because the back seat was in perfect shape. And I've done a piece here with a crossover and a T-post all welded up. It's a safety thing. The back seat in this car, I make it where it actually bolts in. He's got small kids that are going to be riding in the back, so safety first. Done a knee brake here, and as you can see, she's ready. We got some of our body work done where our panels went together. A lot of body work to get this fiberglass stuff fixed up. And yes, this is a 3-tail light car. It's not the GT500 rear end, which I think his decision on that's pretty cool. I mean, I like the look, and it's going to be pretty cool. GT style rear valance with the cutouts for the exhaust. And yes, we do have scoops for the upper and the lower for this thing. So yeah, everything's prepped. Everything's ready to rock. This is actually a front bumper assembly that I built. It goes in here and bolts in. It really makes all of this rigid where he'll have no problems in the future. And give it a little bit of safety there too. So all of this stuff is prepped and ready to go. So let's get to mixing up some primer sealer and get to shooting. First things first, let's get this stuff shaken up. Alright, we'll get that shaken up really, really well. Crack top on this thing. I'll show you my little mixed ratio of how I do this sealer primer, and it seems to work out really well and shoot through the gun really well too. Well, like I say, this is 1 to 1 to a half. So grab me a mixing cup here, and you got the 1 to 1. I'm going to fill it up to 5 with the primer. Yeah, I buy these at the Dollar Tree. They're cheap. And it keeps me from doing this and that and the other stupid thing. Yeah, it might be a little slower, but it works for me. There's 5 of them. Drain some. Grab me an old glove, throw that on. Alright, yeah, I know I'll be mixing up more than one of these, but I always got a habit of putting the top back on. Phone might ring, somebody might show up. I mean, you never know. Now our epoxy primer hardener. Fill it up to 5. Good, that emptied that one. Worked out perfect. Don't worry, I got a brand new one sitting here. We will dispose of that properly. Now, some of our reducer. Yeah, put all the lids back on. Guys, remember to throw on some gloves. You do not want this stuff all over you. Alright, now, I'll just sit here and mix it up real good. Pour it off into the gun with a strainer. Then we'll head into the booth and we'll get to shooting. I have my Mustang clock. Yeah, it revs every hour. Alright, well let me get this ready, and then like I say, we'll get in the booth and we'll get shooting. And here's where we ended up. Everything's light gray. Primer sealer. Yeah, boy, it does make the car look a lot better versus being several different colors and having this spot and that spot in it. But yeah, that's a general idea right there. And this is just one of many steps that we do, y'all. Get this primer sealer on there, and I'm going to let this cure and all. Then it'll go back on the lift. And then we'll do some, what I call fine body work. You can body work right on top of this primer sealer, no problem. Then after you get that body work done and everything looks great, you do another coat of the primer sealer. It locks in your body work. That way, no moisture or anything can get to any of your fillers and cause them to crack and have issues later on down the road. Now, this is the right way to do it. Then of course after that we do the high build primer and lots of block sanding to make sure that she's 100% straight and go from there. But this is a good coat of primer sealer. Like I say, my main concern on this car, it had been sitting for over a month, and you know, it started to get some rust in it. The filler was starting to get, you know, going to be sucking up moisture and everything. Now we can't have that. But several hours in the paint booth later, and we got her sealed. And there we have that accomplished. The primer sealer, in my opinion, is have to if you're doing a vehicle. So what I'll do, I'll let that sit there probably the rest of the day into the night, just let it slow cure. I keep my booth at 70 degrees, and that's how I like to shoot, and that's what seems to work out not pretty good for me. But yeah, let that stuff sit and cure, and then do a recheck on all of that. While that's doing all of that, I've already cleaned my gun. I cleaned my gun immediately after I sprayed. But I need to clean the table, put up all these products, this and that, and the other thing. Don't forget the other thing, it usually eludes most people, but make sure you get it done. Well guys, I know this was a quick one. Usually my videos are a lot longer, but I just wanted to get this one out there since I was shooting some of the primer sealer today on those 68 Fastback. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you would, like, share, and subscribe, of course. Again, appreciate it much. Till the next one, we hope that everyone has a fantastic day.